Are you tired of buying a coin just to be on the one that will underperform, lose money, or not go anywhere? Unless you're trading on leverage, missing out on these key moves is very disheartening, and it could take weeks or even months to get that same exact explosive setup to occur. So it's important to identify these high probability times when the market is likely to give us which coins will outperform so that we can be well positioned and on the right side of the market to hopefully be able to capture that move higher. Now, I know one way or another, we've all experienced this. You buy one coin, let's just say Ethereum, and you end up seeing, a plethora of other coins be the ones that pop off, and they do double your gain, or even you lose money, and then other coins are actually in the positive. So today we're going to really focus on how to be able to put the probabilities in our favor so that most of the time we're actually grabbing and entering those trades where we can be in the ones that are likely to be the ones that outperform the market. And as you can see here in this picture, the one on the left is Ethereum. I forgot what two other altcoins these are right here, but the point here is that I was trying to show where at the close of this candle right here, Ethereum only ended up going up 8%. While on these other two altcoins right here, I think it was AV or something else like that, AVAX or something, but you can see right here, this one went up 116%, and this altcoin right here went up 77%. Now that's not from the low to the high, that's just from the open to the close, right? So had you bought at the beginning, I think this is a monthly chart, at the beginning of this monthly candle, and you held till the end of the month, you actually would have incredibly overperformed on these two altcoins compared to Ethereum. Okay, so stuff like that is what I'm going to teach you guys in this video, how to identify this, and again, how to put the probabilities in your favor so that you're likely to be in these trades. Now, you're not always going to be in them because you might misread the market and the strategy, but over time you gain the experience so that you can consistently be in the ones that are overperforming the market. So let's get started, guys. Okay, so getting started here with the first slide, we're going to talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the altcoin indexes. Now, if you remember the past video, I did speak very briefly about what we will end up calling the altcoin index. That's total 2 divided by BTC USD. So getting started here, we can see, we're going to speak about what are they, the altcoin indexes, why are they important, and lastly, how will we use them to our advantage? Okay, each and one of these questions are very important, and once you internalize each one of them, you really understand it. You're going to see that, as I mentioned in the previous section, in the intro, that you will be able to more consistently find these outperformers. So the first one that mostly everyone knows is the Bitcoin dominance. And of course, that represents the market share of Bitcoin, right? So, for example, if the Bitcoin dominance is at 50%, that means that Bitcoin owns 50% of that market cap. Now, it's one of the most misunderstood tools by investors, and that is just my personal opinion. And I think that how traders are using it, because they see it as an indication of whether Bitcoin will rise or fall, I think that is very misleading. In the crypto market, Bitcoin and Ethereum are seen as safe haven assets. So this means that they are the two top ecosystems that investors have really believed in and that they trust in, okay, because they've proven themselves. So, what are the two most traded markets, right? Obviously, apart from Bitcoin and Ethereum, you have the altcoin markets, and people use these crypto crosses in order to get in and out of the altcoins. This is very important because it will tie in directly in how we can figure out which coins are going to be the ones that outperform. So moving on, we have the altcoin index, and that is the inverse of BTC.D, the Bitcoin dominance. It's all coins excluding Bitcoin, and this measures the strength or weakness of the entire ecosystem of alt versus Bitcoin. Okay, so as I said before in the previous slide, it's not about whether Bitcoin will rise or fall. It's about the strength of Bitcoin versus those coins, okay? And again, you guys can feel free to go back to the previous video where I was explaining how to find the altcoin season, and that will really go into the detail as to why it's not the direction, but instead the strength. So essentially is the composite, like I just said, of XX BTC, and it results in total 2 divided by BTC USD. And here you can see a picture of the chart. Moving on to the next index, we have the Ethereum index, and that right there, you know, much like the altcoin index, is all coins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, and it measures this again the strength or weakness versus the entire ecosystem. So alts versus Ethereum. Okay, we're not taking into account Bitcoin, and essentially it's the composite of all the altcoins against Ethereum. So XXX/Ethereum, which results in total 3. It's not total 2 anymore because total 3 does not include Ethereum, and then we divide it by Ethereum. You can just type that formula in on your TradingView. So here you have, that is a picture of that composite right there. So lastly, we have the crypto crosses, and this is where it starts to get juicy, because the Ethereum index and the altcoin index, those are like the macro ones, kind of like the crypto 30, where we get to see a bird's eye view of what the average coin is doing. And then in the crypto crosses, we get to see specifically what is that specific coin doing against either Bitcoin or against Ethereum. Okay, so you can see right here, there are 3 pairs that we want to focus in. There's the USD market, the Bitcoin market, and the Ethereum cross. Okay, so this should be done after understanding the macro trend on the index. So that's what I just spoke about, and then the BTC bias, right? And then lastly right here, we always want to be in an altcoin that outperforms Ethereum and Bitcoin. If not, we're just better off holding those in our portfolio. So we spoke about in the previous YouTube video that Bitcoin has actually been the outperformer for the past few weeks. And actually last week we said that we believed that altcoin season is near, and that phenomena was about to start changing, right? So you can see now we have a macro view, and now we want to go into these specific crypto crosses and start choosing, okay, which one of these crosses and when will they be the ones that are going to start outperforming, okay? So that's what we want to focus on. And here we have a picture of Zcash. I just took some random coin, and then we have Zcash against the USDT market, Zcash against the Bitcoin market, and then Zcash against the Ethereum market. So just based off this, you can see that Zcash against Bitcoin, I know it might be a little blurry or hard for you guys to read the names or anything, but you can see the general trend of the market has always been making lower lows. So has the Ethereum market. So against Bitcoin and against Ethereum, you were never better off buying Zcash, right? Because in the grand scheme of things, it just has not been an outperformer. Now, it could outperform in a certain period of time if we were to slice, you know, maybe this month right here, happen to outperform Bitcoin or Ethereum. But in general, it's been pretty bottled up. So yeah, guys, let's get started. I want to show you guys some examples so you can see how you can really actually, you know, use it to predict the market and which coins could be the ones that outperform. So before we go on to our trading view and show you guys some examples on how to find these outperformers, we want to walk through the steps on exactly how you'll do it now that you know that you're supposed to use the crosses and the indexes, okay? So step number 1, you want to go ahead and use the liquidity pool BTH indicator on TradingView, and that's our indicator, and then you want to use this for the desired time frame that you want to trade. Okay, so obviously for someone who wants to be an intraday trader, their liquidity pools will be, you know, daily and below and intraday levels as well, compared to someone that wants to maybe hold for, you know, 1 quarter, to someone who wants to be a swing trader or trade weekly charts, right? You'd want to use monthly time frames and stuff like that, monthly liquidities, weekly liquidities, so on and so forth. So yeah, very important there. If you guys need some help with that, don't worry. I can, you know, hop on our Discord and I can explain it to you guys on what type of time frame you should be using for what type of trading you want. So the next one would be you want to apply the liquidity strategy, and obviously that is the liquidity pool. So if you guys don't know what that is, feel free to go to our YouTube, find the liquidity pool indicator, or on our website, and then you'll know what strategy that is. But once you have that strategy, you want to go to the macro indexes, which is the altcoin index and the Ethereum index. And you want to apply it on that because you want to be trading in line with the indexes, as that will be, you know, if I know the average coin is going to outperform Bitcoin on the altcoin index by, you know, let's just say 5%, and then I know by looking at the Ethereum index that the average altcoin is going to outperform Ethereum by another 5%, then yeah, I probably want to be looking at altcoins. If not, like I said in my previous slides, what is the point? You might as well be holding on to Bitcoin or Ethereum. So once you do that, then you want to go ahead and look at the individual crosses to see if they will be in line with the indexes. Okay, that is the highest probability one. The most consistent one is to always be looking for the individual cross, let's just say Doge, Ethereum, Doge, Bitcoin cross to be in line with the macro indexes. You can note right here, I made a little note, because you can be a buyer against what the indexes are saying, right? So let's just say the indexes are saying that that the most altcoins are going to underperform Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can still find that one or two or a few that will outperform. It'll just take a little more time and experience in order to, you know, get to that point in time. It's definitely possible, but I'm telling you, if you want to be consistent, what I found is you just try to outperform these altcoin indexes. And then if you get lucky by finding the one that happens to go 80, 60, 100 and something %, you'll be a lot happier that way, because we're not looking for that one coin to make us millionaires. We're looking for a nice consistent gain every week, every month, every quarter. Okay, guys? So with that being said, let's move on to the TradingView charts and show you guys some examples here so you can see how we're using this. So we will use Doge here for our example, and as you can see, I have 4 different charts. I don't always have 4 different charts into one template. I just want to show you guys the correlation between all of them. So here we have Dogecoin against Bitcoin. Here we have Dogecoin against Ethereum, and then total 2. So that's the entire altcoin market minus Bitcoin divided by Bitcoin, and then the entire altcoin market minus Bitcoin and Ethereum against Ethereum. Okay. So as I just mentioned earlier, what you want to do is try to find times where these two macro markets, right? So the overall market is at a certain either discount or hitting a liquidity level, and then you would expect a rejection there. If that rejection does happen, then you want to also look for that altcoin to share some of the same similarities in their crosses. So take a look at this, right? We know that back in October 24th, 2022, Dogecoin had a huge rally. Now, if you take a look at what the market was doing back then, you can see right here that if we start with the altcoin index, that's total 2 divided by BTC USD, it had just rated an important weekly liquidity, and it was using a previous monthly liquidity that was resistance or could have been resistance. It's actually going to use it as support right here. So this general area is a very interesting spot for this altcoin index to find some sort of support. That's telling us the average altcoin could potentially go up from this liquidity rate level, again, between 7 to 8%. And why am I choosing this zone? Not because I know that that's how it ended, but this is the premium of this here, right? So if we were to pull our fib, we know that's the premium right there. So let's go right there. You can see that's the premium, perfect 78. So that would be one of my first targets. And also, if you look here to your left, you can find that that is the monthly liquidity. All the purple lines right here are weekly liquidity or monthly liquidities, and the green ones are weekly liquidities. So those are the strongest. Obviously, you can go higher like the quarterly and the yearly, but I don't use those at the moment because I'm trying to, you know, sort of short-term trade slash you know, swing trade. But anyways, that's not the point. The point here is that that's what you would have expected the average altcoin to outperform Bitcoin by 7%. And then we do the same thing here with the altcoin market. You can see right here that the altcoins against Ethereum, they were actually going to underperform, right? So as the Bitcoin crosses are getting their strength right here, the altcoin against Ethereum, they're actually losing strength, because when this chart goes down, this is by how much Ethereum is going to outperform them, and you easily could have predicted that because it was rating a weekly liquidity high. So that means that Ethereum should have outperformed the altcoins by 18%. Now, again, that has nothing to do with will Ethereum rally or will the Ethereum drop or whatever. Okay, this just has to do with strength. Now, look what happens. It's very interesting. You can see here that then when the Ethereum cross finally, the altcoins against Ethereum finally hit their discount right here, that's when the Bitcoin altcoins actually take off, right? So yes, you had the liquidity here, but then you had one move lower that was a fake out move, and then another move lower that was another fake out move. So we were just stop hunting over and over again until the Ethereum cross was ready. Okay, So we sort of knew that when the altcoins here hit their support level at the liquidity, the altcoins against Bitcoin, we probably were going to have to wait a little bit longer because the altcoins against Ethereum had rejected here, right? So I would have been focused just on Ethereum until we hit some sort of support here, or we rated liquidity. And when I saw this turn around and this weekly candle here, then I would have been searching for my altcoins. Now check this out, right? You can see right here that Dogecoin against Bitcoin had already hit this weekly liquidity a few weeks before. So you can see right here when this one was created, that's the swing point that the altcoin market was creating here on Ethereum, on Bitcoin, but the Bitcoin one was already taking it out. Okay, so that was a nice solid point here for Dogecoin BTC. You can already see it was gaining strength, and it was also gaining strength against Ethereum. And then once these were ready to pop off right here, then Doge against Bitcoin was also ready to pop off, right? So if we were to look at that on the USD cross, that would be this move right here, okay? You can see rated liquidity again, and it went off for a nice 200% move. So that's one point in time when they were actually agreeing with each other. Now let's go find a point in time when Dogecoin would have been going against the market. So that actually happened very recently, where Elon Musk he changed the logo of Twitter to Doge, right? And there was a crazy increase in the price. Now one thing I will say, as that happened, so that happened in this spike candle right here, April 3rd, you can see that on April 3rd, we were very close to hitting the liquidity here on the altcoins against Bitcoin, okay? So remember, we don't know if it's going to stop at the discount or if it's going to go for the liquidity. Based on the video I made last week, that altcoin season might be near. I told you guys that as we were rating this, that could have been the low, exactly what we wanted for the trend to change. Because again, last time that happened, it happened right here, and that was a beautiful time for the altcoins. But again, as the altcoin market is approaching these intense levels on the weekly and the monthly, you're going to start to see individual altcoins really pop off, right? Because they have to get accumulated by the large money before these macro, the average alts, both against Bitcoin and Ethereum, make their moves. Okay, they're not all just going to do it all at the same time, because it can't be done that way. Okay, they have to put in their money in slowly. So you can see again, that one was near its level, and then this one right here actually was also very near its level. You can see this purple line right here, that is the monthly liquidity. We're taking out all these lows right here, and then we actually just did it last week. So that's why I'm very excited into this. But nonetheless, you can see right here what was happening against Dogecoin BTC. Let's go take a look, right? So right here, Dogecoin BTC actually had already rated the monthly liquidity low. So what I would have been waiting for is my candle pattern confirmation for it to go back above, and that's why, even though I wasn't involved in this trade, right, I automatically knew. I was looking at Doge, and you're not going to believe it, but I literally was like, oh man, I should be buying Doge this week. The reason why was because this weekly candle had closed above the important level, but it did it too fast. So as it did it, you can see right here, it went above it, and then it went back below it. So that would be the beginning of the week here, and then it just skyrocketed. So again, I missed out on that move, but it was not out of the blue for me, if you want to put it that way, because I knew we had rated some important monthly liquidity, while the Bitcoin, all the altcoins against Bitcoin right here, total to about a BTC USD, was near its level, and Ethereum, the altcoins against Ethereum were also near the level. So you see right here, this is what you want to do on each individual coin. So anytime I get an alert from my USD crosses, I'm always looking at the individual BTC cross and ETH cross. Does it make sense for that specific coin to outperform the market? Because when the USD price does outperform, all three will go up in tandem. Okay, so I know it's been a lengthy video. I usually, don't want to make them this long, but this is very important for you guys to understand and to practice on many different coins, okay? You guys want to use our liquidity pool indicator, and you want to go into these crosses and make sure that when you're trying to buy, if your goal is outperformance and you're trading spot, you need to make sure that you know what the Bitcoin cross is doing, what the Ethereum cross is doing, and what the macro crosses, the indexes are doing, okay? If not, you're likely to be in on a coin that just stays idle and goes nowhere. Now, if I do end up buying a coin that goes nowhere and stays idle, while using this strategy, at least I gave myself the best possible chance, and I just happened to misread the market, or maybe you thought it was going to stop at that liquidity, like this one right here, but then they just crushed it, which, by the way, there was no candle confirmation here, so you would not have thought it was going to stop there in the first place. But yeah, this is really, really powerful, guys. Anytime pretty much that and the altcoin against Bitcoin is going to outperform, you pretty much want to be holding on to that coin. And then again, you want to look at the Ethereum cross as well. So with that being said, I hope you guys found a lot of value in this. If you did, let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.